Hello, Twitch. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully everyone's having a lovely start to the week. Had a great Sunday. Good weekend. Finishing up a little cleanup here. Get our coffee going. See how much coffee I got left. We're risking it here tonight. Oh, we're good. Shaking already. Got my kettle back here set at 200 degrees and just chilling. Loving this little kettle that I just got myself here recently. It measures to 1/10 of a degree, but it holds to a degree, and also has a button there that I can just set it and it'll hold at 200 degrees for 2 hours. So like, if you got someone else in your house or something along that line, start off the coffee, leave the water hot for the next person. And I can do my drip coffee. So how is everyone this lovely, lovely Monday? I'm going to be doing some steak tonight. Again, I mean, we've got lots of beef. We're going to be doing lots of steak. But we've got what the butcher labeled as a London broil. I'm going to make the assumption that this is really a flank steak. It looks like one to me. But they are essentially, I mean, London broil isn't necessarily specifically one cut. Typically it's the same cut as flank steak or a part of the top round. But it's whatever the butcher decides to call it. And I don't know what this guy called it. But to me, looking in the package, it resembles a flank steak to me. Cooking on Monday today because I missed yesterday. I was feeling sort of run down and out of it. Not really sick, but not really with it either. I had a bunch of runaround since it was the first of the month. And I just didn't feel up to stream when it came to streaming time. So I'm streaming today instead. Hi there. I do always try and make up streams that I miss. I have quite a few I have to make up here from that recent trip that I did for beginning of July. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sort of ahead at the same time because I did all of April for Food and Drink Month. I'll do it a little better. It took me getting up and going in order to be going okay today. But yeah. Sort of feel like I've had my allergies going nuts the last 48 hours or so before yesterday, when I'm spending majority of my time in my house. It's not like it's full of allergies. I have. I voted on it. There's a lot of news right now because the pork producers don't want to do that, but they'll change. through the roof, I don't know about that, but I mean, the producers tried to get the law knocked out through the courts, and they failed at that. And yeah, push comes to shove. California is 30% of, the U.S. population, give or take. They're gonna listen. Though at the same time, what's really going to happen with this is the vast majority of these ranchers that are producing this pork are contracted producers. And what the major producers are going to do is just force them all to go deeper in debt. Something that happens regularly. And yeah, I mean, it wasn't a law just about pork either. It's just the pork industry is really the ones balking at the changes. Or having issues with the changes. Because I think it affected several types of proteins. Whether it was, I think it was eggs, pork, and something else. Absolutely. Though truthfully, I mean, a vast majority of the animals that we raise are raised pretty well. It's generally down to that last 6 weeks as it gets transported to its final location, which they have minimized for economy and have made it basically impossible for other people to open up through laws. And so, you have a majority of our beef going to central feed operations where they go from eating pasture a majority of their lives, because that's what a majority of cattle are raised on, to being fed corn for the last 6 weeks, because that's what's economical and cheap for them to have shipped in and fed to them in a central location. And, they're all filthy. I mean, you've got that many animals shitting around the place. We need to decentralize. I mean, the whole thing with COVID this past few years here, where we had the meat shortages, which were partially created by the meat industry to begin with, but it's because it's so centralized. We need to decentralize it. Huh. Where am I getting the 30 from? Even at 12%, that's over 10% of their... But... where am I getting that from? Well, Chili, you don't have to have the whole farm. I mean, you can do what I'm doing here with the chest freezer and just buying in large quantities from your local butcher who has butchered themselves rather than is buying primals from, IBP or whoever. And Chili, you've been hanging out in my stream for long enough that you saw the stuff with the pig and how much fat there was on that pig and how much that, could have been used for other things that I just didn't plan well enough for, to be honest. Like, could have been doing, like, I don't know, pork candles or something with half of that. Let's go into the Discord here shortly. It looks like Vanilla won this one, so we're gonna declare Vanilla Extract the winner here. Something I don't normally do on stream here. Valiant try, Cheez-Its. That was a good battle this week. Speaking of battles, there's 3 minutes left to get your units on the battlefield for Stream Raiders. And so Wednesday will be Vanilla Extract. I'm gonna have to get creative for proteins, or savory side there. What did I do with my mug? I left it in the living room. Mark. Cream. So that concludes that there. I didn't change over the scene here. I was thinking about wine tonight, but I looked at what I have, and I've only got 2 bottles right now. And neither one of them are steak territory, really. Maybe the rosé, because I have a rosé of Zinfandel, which is not your typical rosé, but it's still probably too light especially for what I'm doing tonight. And I've got a Grenache? Gewürztraminer? What is this? Gewürztraminer. Cheers, folks. Happy Monday. So let's start with our steak. We get marinating. Actually, now that I look at that package, it's looking more like top round to me. And it's looking like a pretty thick cut of top round. I mean, that's pretty, that's a hefty slice there. That's not flank steak to me. Yeah, maybe we'll just butterfly it. After we do our battle. Oh, it does chili. It says, but London broil is less an actual cut of meat and more, you're broiling it. It's a U.S. thing. And so typically it's actually a different cut of meat. It's typically either, like I was saying, top round, which I suspect what this is, or flank steak, which is what I was hoping it was. Entropy with those kills and assists, and Kurita getting the rewards there. Entropy and Kurita, congrats. Thank you for the help. Let's see here. You continue down the bottom route or the top route here? I think we're going to do the top route. I like mysteries. Warrior and right there. See how we do in 30 minutes. We'll either have to find. Well, we do have these, but they're longer walking time. I figured this was quick to that. Could maybe put a couple of units up here, but spell's going to be down here. Yep, that's just a hunk of top round. Okay. Yeah. Almost makes me feel like I could go a little deeper in with that, but we'll leave it as is since I already pounded it out. Yeah, just do your bacon in the oven. So now we'll start building our marinade here for our pork, or beef. Yeah, that looks like pork to me, right? Reminds me, I'm such a bumbler in public. I'm bumbler here on stream too, but I went to a nice fancy dinner with a couple of folks, sort of like a friend/business thing, and I knew that I had lamb in front of me. That it was lamb, small little lamb chops compared to, your big hunkin' pork chop. But I got called out on calling them pork chops. Just my brain doesn't function right. And since I don't remember what else I'm putting in this marinade, I have to look it up. Come on. Okay, we got our lemon juice. Hey, Lexi. Somewhere in the ballpark of a quarter cup of Worcestershire. Same with soy. Just to make sure things don't spill. Olive oil. somewhere in the ballpark of third to a half cup. Oh, that doesn't work. Boo. And then Italian herb spice, or essentially, I think it's rosemary, marjoram, thyme. Here, let me read exactly what it is. It is oregano, marjoram, thyme, basil, rosemary, and sage. And we're just gonna pour some of that in there. My usual three candidates from back here. MSG. How much salt? Do have soy sauce in there already. For the pepper, I'm just sort of trying to think about this steak and how much pepper I would want to cover this whole steak on both sides here. Okay, and then also a fresh sprig of rosemary. And smashed clove of garlic or two here. Only 10 follows away from doing our next giveaway. It's been a minute getting from 500 to 750. Didn't expect it to take about this long. And that one clove of garlic was rather nasty, so let's grab another. Bulb's all paper. There's no garlic. Make sure this gets well dispersed and coats the whole piece of meat. We'll set that off to the side. Hang out and be happy. Bread time. Going with the powerful garlic here for my flatbread tonight. Save the... Thank you for the follow, Dandy Weir. Save the cheap garlic for the marinade. How you doing tonight, Entropy? Welcome in. Thank you for your help in Stream Raiders this evening. Hey, Jersey. The big screen. Making me nervous. Yeah, doing a bit better today. Got up, went for a walk, did some shopping, all that good jazz. Forgot to turn my speakers off and back. Trucy. So slice this in half. Get rid of the peel. And mince this up. Always got to break out the good fella jokes when you're doing garlic. No, you don't need a razor blade. Yeah, I caught a eyeball of that when I was walking back there. I decided not to comment, though. Oops, sorry for the screech there. Get that warming up there. We're going to need a bunch of herbs along with that. Got all this lovely, picked up a pack of quote-unquote poultry herbs, which these ain't going in no bird. Yeah, you got a little time left over after dinner tonight. And it's sort of like the people that watch the clips of themselves immediately after what they did. I smell you, Pan. Which means I gotta close my bedroom door. We'll shut you off now. That pan is smoking more than I want it to. And I don't got anything to put in it yet. Natto. Don't need all of this for that. Approach doing the bread a little differently than last night. Squeaky. Nice chili. It's always one of my favorites. Is pumpkin cider apples, apple cider, and apple picking. Okay, back to having some heat over here. Add some oil in the pan here. Decent amount. Gonna warm that up. And then we're going to add all of that in there. turn the heat off. We'll just let that set while we do the rest of our bread recipe. How much water does he have to how much? Entropy. Salt, pepper. Salt. We'll add some more Italian seasoning, but the dry stuff now in a lesser amount. Nice, Druzy. Wow, we're already down to the next Stream Raiders battle. Tonight is just flying. We're going to get this distributed in here first. Coffee break. Oops. It's a good guess, Entropy. Actually, I think it's usually EL. Why don't you try it with EL? There you go. Victory. I don't know why I can't hear this right now. I can hear the... Silly. I've got... I mean, they're both going through my desktop audio, which is playing on the stream. So I have no idea why we're not getting game sounds here. entropy with the assists and the reward are going to stay up top. Got a hard one this time, though. I can't do him yet, so we'll do my warrior down here. Okay, we got that. Now we need to add our yeast. I'm not going to be shy with the yeast. And then a little less than half hydration. Or actually more like, oh, I just messed that up. May have to add more flour here. Let's see. Oh no, we're okay. Maybe just around 50%, I guess. Certainly not as wet of a dough as it was here. When was that? Last stream? I guess we're sort of doing the same thing here twice here in some senses. Not using tomatoes or going Greek at all, but doing flatbread and steak again. Though in this case the flatbread's more to pick up the drippings. So we give this a little bit of a knead. Bit heavy on oil for this, but we'll see how it turns out. Bit heavy on the oil, but that oil is now mildly garlic and herb infused. So the whole thing's gonna be garlic and herby. Okay, I'm mildly okay with that. So we'll allow that to rust a bit. Asparagus. fish sauce. You notice I keep my Franks with the vinegar. There's some spice here, but oh, that's what we can maybe use the rest of this with. Throw a little of our, now getting up there in age, preserved lemon. We'll do the bit of the brine with that. Which will also be salty, but be lemon acidic too. The magic of using your hands instead of a vacuum packer. Let that hang out with the steak. Which, the steak is definitely seeing the effects of this marinade. If you notice, it's almost like it's, I mean, we got enough between the soy sauce and other stuff there to do a little bit of very light cooking. And so the beef is actually slightly changed color, although we're not really going to cook it this way. We're not going to treat it like ceviche. So that might be an interesting experiment. Make some beef ceviche. I don't know if beef really goes well with acidic flavors like citrus would. You stumped now, Drizzy? That's a bummer. Oh. I literally just put it over here and then was bummed that I didn't have it. Wow. There's going to be even more fish when we start calling them by their actual names. People be just plucking things out of the ocean and being like, yeah, that looks like a tilapia. Gesundheit. Oops, slipped there. Not in a way that was dangerous, but slipped in that I didn't have a very clean cut that round. The type of slip where both the hand and the knife move, not the type of slip where just the knife moved. Actually, these aren't even like super thin for me. This is even a little thickness there. These were oh, those are 1/8 of an inch or so, 16th, 18th, 8th. While that pan's heating up, let's do a little garlic too. I'm already going through my good garlic. I was like talking like I was going to be preserving some of it and stuff, and yeah, I'm breaking into the last head now. Must find more. Actually, I should be able to find it in Healdsburg. I just have to go to the Healdsburg Farmers Market. It has been a minute since I've gone there. By a minute, I think it's about 2 or 3 years. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. There we go. Not going to be super fine on this either. I'm just trying to get through it. That pan is ready and waiting. Garlic in real quick. And then in with our onions. Get this whole mixture going because I can smell that garlic on the edge of burning. Still stuck underneath all that onion even if the onion's cooling down the pan. See that nice toasty golden going there. Some of the garlic. Hit that with a bit of salt. I also need to get this going too. I don't know if I'm going to do two of these. I think I'm just going to do one. Yeah, we're just going to do one. So we have my fry oil here. Straight out of the refrigerator, still cold. Previously used but strained, cleaned. just till we're covered. And right about the area that we're going to get a boil with it. So we're not going to be, frying these. We're going to be cooking them in oil. And then later on, I'm going to sear them, but with less oil. Meanwhile, this is still raging over here. I think it's time we add our green pepper in there. Wish I was drinking a cold beer right now. I'd add a little bit in there with these veggies. But that ain't happening. I got my coffee though. Hydrate. Okay, I can hydrate. Cheers, Druzy. Cut the power on that entirely, or the heat on that entirely. And then just for a little bit of flavor, add in a little toasted sesame oil. I'm going a little heavy with that. That's because this sesame oil has been around for ages. Typically fresh sesame oil, you're only going to need a couple of drops in there to flavor your entire dish. So don't go off of that as a guide for how much you should use. Unless you have oil that's several years old. I mean, they recommend you use it in like 6 months. But it's also not rancid either, so I mean... 3 minutes to get units on the battlefield. Is that how you spell panache? canapé. That much makes much more sense to me. I looked it up though. That is a food term. So I'm wondering where you're getting your terms from. But it's a panacea of an herb. So we got herbs. Let's do a little more herb chopping. We're gonna need some herbs for our steak once it's done. Or at least our beef, if you don't want to call that a steak. It's basically top round. You know, sitting here thinking about it, I think the consolidation of the beef industry has also largely killed a lot of the creativity in the industry when it comes to beef too. I mean, when you look at, you know, the amount of stuff you go into your typical butcher shop these days, or if you go into, say, like fatted calf in Napa, and they have just an abundance of stuff that they do with pigs. Just so much that they do with pork. And so little that they do with beef. So little. And it's like the industry has been so pieced out that your typical butcher doesn't even have enough access to all the odd stuff to be, you know, needing to create products out of it. growing. Oh, we got a battle ready. Didn't hear that. Let's do our battle. No problem. No problem. Victory. And should be getting those kills and assists. And the rewards. Congrats. Berserker. I don't know if I get quest points for this or not tonight. But we'll do that, just in case. Okay, back to zesting a lemon. I think this is probably going to be best done over at the very end. So only do a little bit this now. Let's see if we got any parsley or anything else hidden back there in that fridge still. I do. See where we're getting on our temp here. So only 150-ish. Still don't know what I'm going to do with those. Oh, you can't even see those right now, what I'm pointing at right now. Haha, you can't see what I'm pointing at. Those tomatoes up there. They're getting pretty ripe now. Okay, what can we get going now while we're waiting on... We're waiting on marinades. We're waiting on bread to proof. We're waiting on that to cook. We can clean up this mess here. Deliciousness mess. Might be aspirin time here. Yeah, I think it might be. I'll be right back. Scratch that. We're not going to do aspirin. Nice and dry over here now. Ready for our flatbreads. I think we're actually going to start in on those flatbreads. We haven't given this a ton of time to proof up, but when it comes to these, we're mostly just making sure that yeast is nice and active. Less worried about it achieving all that much. Oh, I think I know what that is. Entropy not too far off. There you go, Lexi. Okay, now that we got these all nicely balled up, time to flatten them out. Strawberries is what overthinking looks like. lots more herbs in the bread tonight. Last night's, or Friday's bread was much more spice, next to no herb in it. Alright, how's our pan looking over here? Hopefully it's nice and warm and ready. Nope, it needs some heat. How's our potatoes looking? What's our potatoes up to here? I'm going to turn these 180 degrees carefully, considering there's a bunch of oil here. There's about a 10-degree difference between this side and that side of the pan there. I don't know how well that showed up on, the temperature showed up on stream or not. Pull up our first victim here for the pan. Oh no, it's stuck. Damn it. One of these days I gotta try basting the bread with butter as I'm cooking it. Tonight's not gonna be that night, but sometime. Let's finish this off. Nice and chilly now. What are we? 2 hours in here? A little under 2 hours. Give this another moment on this side. Oh, I think we're okay. Need a pan that's slightly larger. Lexi, get another. I can't see. I have my battle over the chat partially. Oh, Druzy just congratulating her on her lovely guess of strawberry. Getting almost like dairy yogurty smell coming off of this bread, even though there's no dairy in there. It's almost yogurty, like cooking yogurt smell. Now up around 200 here. With our potatoes. That one's just immediately starting to bubble up there. Heard a slight sizzle when I threw that one in the pan, too. Kebabs! Babka bread. I actually recommend you use tongs to do that. It's actually much nicer on the hands, but I just don't feel like cleaning tongs just to flip bread. So many of my tool choices are based off of how much work I want to do after the stream is over. Oh! Druzy! Much appreciated. Thank you for all those gift subs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, heat's off on that now. And we're finding a place to put you. I think just off the side here. Get that nice and hot now. But I need to do some other stuff here. I'm going to cut these off of the heat since they're up to a boil. Allow them to carry over cook. And carefully move these to the back. And then I'm going to use this to make my beurre blanc sauce. If you've not heard of beurre blanc sauce, Bob Blanc, beurre blanc, words, is a butter sauce. So we're making a butter sauce for dinner tonight. But we're going to start off by flavoring that butter sauce with a bit of lemon, a bit of garlic, and a bit of vinegar. Garlic first. Okay, battle. No problem. No problem. Victory. Scarla getting those kills for us. Scarlena getting the assist. Thank you, thank you. Entropy and Scarlena getting the scrolls. See if we can't finish this boss battle tonight. I'm gonna start with that right there. Okay. Ooh. Upgrade. So we're going to start off by having our warm pan here with a light bit of oil. I'm just going to do a spray of oil in there. Crank up that heat a bit. Add in our garlic. We got our lemon juice. I'm going to use some apple cider vinegar. I'm going to use some sherry vinegar. Do I have any malt vinegar? The name of the game here is acidic liquids that we are reducing down. Yes, I do have malt vinegar hidden back here. Or at least fish and chip vinegar. It's probably malt vinegar. I didn't really look at the label closely. Might as well take the time to add our seasonings now. The salt, pepper, MSG, onion and garlic powder, I think we'll leave it there as far as that. Then we're going to reduce this concoction down till the pan is essentially dry, but we're not burning anything. Sort of a fine line. You got to get as close as you can to completely drying out this pan while also not burning in it, any of it. Catch. That didn't fly too straight. Then we have our butter ready for our sauce. Then we want to reduce this to sec, as the French term is. Dry. Actually, I'm going to hold off on finishing this sauce. This is going to be best finished last minute. So I'm going to take the butter, put the butter back in the fridge to stay cool. See where we can dry this out, and then turn the heat off and just let it continue to dry out. I think that's a pretty good place to allow that to just carry over cool, carry over cook / cool down. See if we can't straighten this picture up a little bit. Don't need you guys staring at my floor. You lovely folks. There we go. And let's give a little bit more spoon show. Okay, so we got this ready. The only thing we need to do with this, after we have reduced all that vinegar, all that acid, whatever acid you're using, I've made this just with straight citrus. I've made all sorts of different flavored ones. You can change up what the flavors are, but the general gist is you need a lot of acid, whether it's citrus or vinegar or even wine. Fair number of wines in this too. And garlic, any other type of flavorings. Often, things like tarragon and other herbs, they're potent. Reduce that down to until it's dry, like this. And then we're only going to rehydrate this with butter. And so we're going to have to add the butter in slowly and keep the emulsification of the butter so that it doesn't break. And that's the major challenge of this sauce, is because you want to do it last minute, because you can't, unless you got like an immersion circulator sitting by your side, set up and ready to go, you can't really hot hold this sauce very easily. It's gonna break at a temp below most flames. I'm gonna have to use the cast iron to my advantage as far as that, and it's going to break once again when it gets too cold. Got to keep it in that sweet spot temperature zone. But hey, it's a new month. That's something I should be doing here too. Let's do that today. Make sure this channel is muted. And hope you were not hearing twice of me. Okay. Okay. Welcome in, all you lovely people. Congrats. On winning the Twitch subscription lotto, I guess, for lack of a better term. Okay. This is usable. As far as temp, it's a bit warm still, but I don't think it's going to melt this bottle or my screens. We didn't get hugely up in temp anyways. I don't know if even boiling temp would be enough to bother my plastic setup here. But we're going to take those potatoes out real quick, temporarily. That are now hopefully mostly cooked. Yeah, they got a little flex to them. How many are you up to with all the sub-anniversary gifts and our normal ones? We're up to 32. Wow. Thank you, everyone. Let's drain this oil real quick. Use the last paper towel of the roll here to dry up a bit of our excess oil. Pull a little bit of that off the sides, make sure we don't have any flame over ability here. clean off that top rim. Okay. Now, heat back on the back there. So that time a nice full heat without any oil to really heat up. And we're going to add in a bunch of butter too. Butter's going to give us some nice golden browning on our potatoes too. Not nearly as much butter as we're using for our sauce, but butter. This pan over here is smoking. I don't know if you're noticing that at all on the stream or not. I do have this on at a somewhat low temp, just making sure that the whole pan is nice and warm and ready for our steak when we're there. When I am. We need this up higher. I'm forgetting this is my small little flame in the back. This is my smallest burner. So we're going to use that at full flame. Even though we're not really going to be even really sauteing temp here. Might as well hit all these with a bit of salt while we're waiting. Wish I had a little dollop of sour cream for this. So I think I'm just going to put the potatoes in there. I was thinking, you know, a little sour cream, a little hint of green. Be perfect for the photo tonight. But that's not what's going to happen. Albon may be coming to IndyCar. Yeah, well, he certainly hasn't lit things on fire here in Formula One. Welcome in, car guy. I don't dislike him. He just hasn't done anything to be like, oh wow, isn't he great? To me. Yep, he's part of the new crew, the new guys. He gets along with all the, you know, with Norris and Russell and lesser extent Verstappen. Verstappen was a couple years ahead, though. Actually, I don't think I'm going to get this dirty. We're going to stick with the tongs. I was not aware of that. Most of them are these days. I mean, I mean, Norris is a Monegasque. It is like... This is the best place for this anyways, because I'm going to need my smallest flame for the butter. Nice, car guy! Congrats! Got 2 batches of 6 here. It's sort of amazing we're getting this much potato out of 1 potato. So like potato chips, you do 1 potato of potato chips and you're like, really? That's only 1 potato? Got some light color on that first side. Hope to get some better color on the other side before we go back to that first side again. Gonna flip it 3 times. Or at least 2 times. Will you do that, Lexi? Are you sure, Lexi? Last I checked, you weren't so sure about this one. See how much more that browns and getting air. Nah, I think I still want to leave it on the other side a bit longer. It's just a debate. Some people apparently strongly feel that one is better than the other. Where do you fall, Druzy? You amazing individual. It redeems your opinion strongly shown in chat. gonna be like a cross between a French fry and a potato chip here tonight. Yeah, you folks are gonna have to get me to that, what is it, 125 sub goal for chocolate covered bacon? Or is that one higher up? I forget what they are. They're in the info channel in the Discord if you're intrigued. Or the information channel. $150. I hadn't even remembered what the goals were anymore. I put all that butter away. I did. Hey, Sokazi. Welcome in. Battle. Let us go to battle. No worries, SoCal. Enjoy. I don't know if that's Jersey or me that got you, but congrats either way. Jersey, very generous earlier. Turbinado sugar, my favorite type of sugar. Victory. Nick Margot getting those kills and assists. Inchby and Scarla getting the rewards, though. Boss level. Ooh, no Berserker. We'll go with the Warrior, though. Got a couple, I didn't notice that. We got some little ones around here, too, to worry about. So we're going to need a little defense in the back end here, too. Back to Taterland. Our twice fried potatoes. Getting some nice color now. Taters. Let's try this crispy guy. Can actually see the light through it. Nice soft creamy center. Definitely needs some salt though. That was like crispy outside with pure mashed potato in the center. Cheers, everyone. Favorite protein to cook? Probably one that I rarely cook, actually. It would probably be duck. I like what I'm working on right now. But if duck was cheaper and easier to come by, I'd be eating quite a bit of duck. I mean, you get that irony, meaty flavor like you do with beef, but it's still a poultry. It's a fatty animal, but it's easy to remove the fat from if you're worried about making it leaner. I do love me, and I would definitely do this autumn, this fall. I seem to hit it up about once a year. Is duck breasts with some sort of matchup, but some sautéed duck breasts. I do that about once a year. Lots of great things that can go with that in fall. My initial thought is sweet potatoes, but love me some parsnips too. peed off on that oil. But this pan over here is definitely on. There's our taters for tonight. Carnitas. Actually, I'm going to pull this back up in front again. About to get smoky in here. I got enough oil in this already. We don't need to add oil to the grill pan. And we're going to start with the beef. Going straight in with the marinade that I made up on stream earlier. Oopsies. Steak is on there. We're going to need to make a little room here though, because we need cutting board for our meat. Thank you, SoCal. Appreciate the bits. Thank you, thank you. Bourbon. Let's see how much heat we've got built into this pan tonight. Ooh, well, okay. Okay. I am drinking bourbon trace tonight, which is I sort of think of it as my Budweiser of bourbons. I don't know if there's a bourbon at the price that I like better, but there are better bourbons at the same time. Gonna have to kick that fan up on high here. Gonna have to probably turn on a couple other fans here too. Now we got airflow going around in here. I don't know if you can see in the sunlight here, but I can see all the smoke particles in the sunlight here, and they're starting to move now. I'm going to add my asparagus to the top there, because I do have both burners going. Steak flipping time. There's not much of heat up here because the burner is top and bottom. Man, the light's gonna kill my pictures tonight. We're in that time of year. It's just wrong. Yeah, maybe you didn't hit... Yeah, you didn't hit scramble, Lexi. You did in the one before. You guessed it. Deserve the sprinkles. Okay, lowest flame as I can get there. We're going to immediately drop in a couple of pieces of butter and start stirring. And turn it up slightly from there, but just to get the pan rolling. And so we just keep going as the butter melts. We slowly create a sauce. But it's going to be heavily flavored by that lemon, that garlic, all that vinegar. Back down to the lowest temp now that we got a little bit of moisture in there from the butter. And just stirring as we go. Gives us a convenient couple of minutes to allow that beef to rest. Actually turning the heat off entirely there now because the pan's already a bit too warm for where I want it for this sauce. This is a fish, more of a sauce that I think I've done for fish more than just about anything else. I'm trying to remember what the dish was that I did it for on my externship. Was it a fish dish? That doesn't make a whole ton of sense because I was on an app station. Might as well throw this out there while we're here too. Also hidden in the Discord there. If we have any prospects out there who would love to be a mod or love to help out with chat here in the stream, I'd love to have you. There's application in there. It's more info, more basic info about yourself. And so if anyone's interested in helping out with the stream here, please fill that. It's a Google form out, and maybe we can get you a band hammer. Sitting here because I'm working on melting this butter intently, and I can't look at the chat. That's why it came to mind. That's what I wrote in there, Druzy. If you're interested, feel free to take a read. Man, I made a mess of my stove today. And the real honest answer there, Druzy, isn't that I'm just passing it off on the fact that I wrote it down. It's that I wrote it down because I'm not going to remember everything to bring up. Now we're making sure we got everything. Now we got a solid sauce going here. Making sure we get everything off of the bottom of the pan. Nice smooth surface on the bottom there. We got all of those little bits of fond from our reduction. Those crispy bits of garlic and all that good stuff. No flame. Still slightly steaming, it seems like to me. Fancy name for a melted butter sauce, isn't it? Beurre Blanc. It's not even very blank. I mean, it's pretty much every time I've made it, it's been like this. You know, you got some sort of speckling or color to it, and it's all butter, so it's not like it's really white. It's more yellow. Okay. Steak cutting time. Bottle time again. I'm going to slice up this beef here first. Now ain't that purty? I think that's purty. There we go. That's looking delicious to me. What all y'all folks think? Alright. I'm gonna eat another potato and then we'll do our battle. Those potatoes are killer. I think we got this one. Not a whole lot for us to go after here. Oh, even number here, basically. 17 versus 18. Like Margot just going around wiping the floor on those small fries. Taking heavy battle losses here. We're still close battle. What the heck is that thing killing us, though? What the heck is that thing? Uh-oh. Save us, McMargo! No! Boo! I guess we'll retry that one next week. Well, rather on Wednesday. So in 2 days. Because I'm ready to eat. This is... I mean, look at this. This is... flipping awesome. Mixing the last of that butter there into our sauce. We'll give that a good pour over. Asparagus here. Asparagus. It's already looking broken. Boo. Asparagus liquids have made the sauce look broken. So, poor presentation, great sauce. Okay, I think we're gonna call it a night there. We've got this delicious looking beef, that nice medium rare, or medium well. Lemon and herbs are great. Cut against the grain there so that the wasn't going to be too chewy. One more refresh of the page here. He's not streaming tonight. I've been meaning to raid him for a while. You know, while we enjoy another... I don't know how long he's been streaming. I just came across his stream a couple days ago. And he's only the second, like, dedicated cocktail mixing stream that I've come across. So why don't we give a raid here to this lovely fellow and see what he can teach us in the cocktail world. Oh, how the heck do you spell his name? There we go. So we're going to go give a warm welcome to Colino12 doing cocktails tonight. I hope you go and enjoy his stream. Hope you enjoyed hanging out with me tonight on a different night than normal. We'll be back here on Wednesday doing vanilla extract as an ingredient. Should be interesting, at least for the savory side of things. All sorts of options when it comes to the sweet side of things. And, yeah, we gotta do some planning. I gotta do some planning here. Maybe I'm just gonna come up with a couple of dates here, but once again, I don't have things set in stone for Friday and Sunday. Do plan to be here for you. So, hope you come back. Hope you all have a great night, and hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye now.